Shawnee. Welcome back. I did a video the other day. I feel like it was too long, so I was like, never mind, let's just do a new one, okay? So I'm gonna do that. I am going to use the Ghost Town USA palette from Nomad Cosmetics. If you are planning to buy any of their palettes, just so you know, my friend Nikki Lynn now has a code, and it is Nikki Lynn. I'll make sure to put that somewhere so you know. And you use it and you get 10% off. So I'm like, let me just use a Nomad palette. I haven't gotten their new one. I haven't really bought any new eyeshadow as of late. Just cause I'm like, ain't nobody got money for that. But I do like Nomad's palettes. I'm going in with this eyeshadow paint base from Colored Rain in the shade Wheat, and using this brush here from Refer. This is the number 2 brush, and going to put that on. So just patting that in with the brush, and go. So I have the primer on both eyes, and I'm going to go into the shade Dead Man's Hands. Okay. And I'm going to use this Sonia G Classic Crease Brush. Tap into that and then put it here around over the crease. Lately, I have been waking up not allowing myself time to do anything but, you know, brush my teeth, eat some breakfast, freshen up, put on my clothes, and start working. So I haven't had the time to like sit down and do my makeup in the morning. So I've just been playing with makeup in the evening. I mean, I could just wake up earlier, but you know, no thanks. I shared some stories in the other video, but let me give you some new ones. So I was reading the news. I mean, there is all the heinous stuff, like, just type in news, okay? And you just, the world is trash, all right? You know, the U.S. government has shut down, literally. Hopefully they figure whatever the hell out so people can, like, not be furloughed and actually get back to work so that they can have a paycheck. But anyway, I was reading this about this teacher. And the teacher currently identifies as a cat and has been acting as such in the classroom. I'm going to go into this shade here that's called Ghost Train. So, yeah, homegirl is like, I'm a cat. So the parents are like real upset, right? I always feel like shimmers go on better with a finger. I try not to sometimes because I don't want to poke my eye out, but I just feel like it's faster and better. And then I'll just go in with the brush to blend it all out or something. So homegirl identifies as a cat and wants to be, like, interacts as a cat at work. I don't know if she interacts as a cat in other areas of her life, but the most important for the purposes of this story is that she's doing it at her job, and her job is being a teacher to children. So the parents are upset, and they're like, she asks, if the kids aren't listening and stuff, she'll like growl and hiss at them, and she'll just like sit there licking her paw, and has asked the kids to call her Miss Purr. So Miss Purr, you know, that's one of the few things that the parents are upset about. I don't know her actual given name. But she said, well, I only asked them to call me Miss Purr because my initials are PRR. I'm not mad at that part. Purr. Like, I would probably do the same thing. Like, I'm going to go in with Quicksilver, which is this shade here. Like, I'm not mad at that part. I can appreciate that. You know, like, oh, that's funny, Miss Purr. The rest, listen, girl, I'm gonna just need you to teach the kids. Like, I'm just like, use your words. Don't be hissing and growling and purring at these kids. Like, aren't we teaching them how to be like, yo, I feel like them kids are right on my lawn. Not the kids in the story. But I just feel like when they go to like 4th grade, we're gonna have some problems. Like, because they haven't learned any like classroom decorum. And it has to be young kids, because I feel like middle school, junior high, they would tear that teacher up. You can't pull that with them adolescents. They are not here for it, okay? But homegirl was like, call me Miss Purr. That feels very OnlyFans. But listen, she don't work there no more, apparently. And like the school board system was like, we take this very seriously. Y'all didn't know this girl was up in there talking about Purr. Like, we used to have teachers or the principal or whatever coming in and sitting in to observe the teachers and stuff. But I would assume maybe she didn't do all that when the principal was in there. My thing is, why? During work hours, why? It reminds me, remember of the guy who lives his life as like a border collie and has somebody walk him, you know, like a dog on a leash. And I didn't even know he had a like a little area, amusement park. I don't even know, where you could go and you could live your life as a dog for like an hour or something. First of all, I applaud his business acumen. Listen, the job market right now is tough, okay? Like, but also I think he's feeling the pressure of the job market, because that is just like, don't nobody have time to do that. No one has discretionary income for that. It's gonna be like, so I'm pretty sure he was saying he would have to close down if like people aren't coming to act like dogs. I hope I have more of these. Speaking of dogs and cats, there's a story about this couple, and they got married, and that's when they moved in with one another, going in with the Urban Decay All-Nighter Glow Primer. They got married, and then they moved in together, and they bonded over their love of animals, and they each have at least one animal. Here's the thing. The husband has a dog, and the wife has a cat. When they brought the animals together, those bad boys do not get along. They don't. I'm going to go in with the Fenty Pro Filter Soft Matte Foundation. So dog and the cat don't get along, and they're like, the dog is harassing the cat. And so they are getting a divorce. My thing is, aren't there other options? Like, because I feel like if they really wanted to remain together, I feel like you could get like an animal trainer or something. Like there are people who have both animals existing in the same space, right? My conspiracy theory is they don't really like each other. The humans. The animals would have figured it out. They don't really like each other. And they're like, you know what? Our animals don't get along anyway, so let's just be done. And this has to be quick, right? This had to have been soon, because it's not like you'd be like, yeah, we've been living together for 20 years and his dog still don't like my cat. You know, there'll be a long life for those animals. But I just feel like they're giving up real fast. And so to me, that means you ain't really want to be with each other. But how devastating to be like, we bonded over our love of animals and our animals don't get along. I'm going to go into the Fenty concealer, the We're Even concealer. This is in 430W. And the foundation is in 450. So I've used their regular concealer, but that is a bit drying to me. I think this one is maybe not supposed to be as drying. We're going to find out. They're so loud. They're so loud. Yeah, so they're ending their relationship because their dog and their cat don't get along. At least that's the story that they're sticking with. And who am I to tell them that's not true? That none of us believe you. Like at all. Yeah. Okay, I am going to go in with my Pat McGrath Under Eye Setting Powder. This is in the deep shade. And currently trying to figure out if I'm going to take all of this off and go to yoga. I don't think I feel like it. I've been sick. And like on a good day, I really have to be like, do I really want to go do downward dog and stuff? But you know, when you're getting over a cold and you're like, I just actually don't want to do anything. That's where I am right now. I'm going to go in with this Colored Rain bronzer in Naughty Spice. Oh, sorry. Just do a little of this. The weather is finally, I think, starting to turn a bit. Because it's gone from like, it's been like 80, 70, 60, 90, 80, 90, 60. Like, like choose one season, Earth. Ooh, child, I'm hungry. Okay, so there's that. I'm going to go in with this CXC Beauty, what's this called? Blush. Heritage. This is from Jessa. She gave me this a while ago. And she actually had her work, she worked at New York Fashion Week this year doing makeup for some of the shows, and her looks are in Vogue, like literally in Vogue. So shout out to making your dreams come true. What they doing out there? Okay, and in the previous video, I used some highlighter, so I'll use some highlighter. This is a Pat McGrath highlighter in Divine Rose. Ooh, child, I'm hungry. I love how I sat down to do this rather than like first having a plate of food, but I will right after this. Ain't no sense in being hungry when I have food in the fridge. Okay, so what do you do for stress relief? Because I just read about this thing that apparently is popular, and it is adults using pacifiers. I'm gonna go in with my Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Setting Powder. Yeah, so like adults using pacifiers. Therapist me is like, wow, that is very much coming from Sigmund Freud's ideology. Like very much oral fixation kind of jazz right here. And I'm always hoping to help clients figure out what is the best way for me to, like, what are some tools for stress relief, right? And here's one. Purchase a pacifier. I don't think they're that expensive. And use said pacifier to help you with your stress. Because folks are using them sitting in traffic, when they're stressed at work, when they're going to bed, all kinds of stuff. Now, when I'm going to bed, I do have to use a CPAP machine if I want to breathe. If I don't use it, right? So far be it from me to judge, but I will judge. Because if somebody laid down next to me with a pacifier in their mouth and they are not an infant or a toddler or someone that I can claim as a dependent on my taxes, that's just a really large no. I'm not gonna do this with you. No, this is what we're not going to do. And it's that we're not going to come into this bed with this person with a passy in your mouth. Try it. See what's gonna happen. No. Okay? Just stop it right now. And let's figure out some other things. Like, let's figure out what else can we put in your stress relief toolbox. Because what's not going to be in there is you being around me with this pacifier in your mouth. What is that? I mean, again, do you. The thing is, do not do that around this person. Okay, I'm going to go in with Calamity Jane and put that on the lower lash line. I can't even imagine. Like, you know, and I'm all for telling social norms to kick rocks. I'm just like, listen, I'm already part of several marginalized groups. I don't, I don't want to willingly add more to the docket. Like, I'm going in with the Danessa Myricks Defining Neutrals Groundwork Palette, going into this tourmaline shade just to do a bit of liner. I'm just like, if you bring... What you gonna do when we out? Like, instead of like a cigarette after dinner, you pulling out a pacifier. Naturally, we're gonna have problems. And you know this. But if you so happen to use one, help me understand, like, what is the draw? Besides, like, the psychological aspect of the oral fixation, you know, it's a way of soothing oneself, typically when you're a child. Typically doesn't mean always. I could be wrong. I'll accept that. We could take a poll, but just like, you know, forgive me if this is something that you use. I am going off of pure ignorance of not understanding this. I'm going to go into Mirage, just the powder part, and use that to blend out any lines that are not doing what I want them to do. Now, what I will tell you is my new favorite thing is from Danessa Myricks. We are not surprised. And I'm going to show you what it is in a moment. But I'm going to put this on. Actually, so I'm lining my lips, but I'm also taking the liner onto my lips. I'm just going to use a gloss, but I want to give a bit of color underneath. And the gloss I'm going to use is a gloss balm from Fenty in... Oh, the shade is Riri. Did y'all hear she had a baby girl? I think she had a baby girl. It smells so good, y'all. It smells so good. Ooh, girl, yes. This is cute. I'm really glad I put that lip liner underneath. I really like that. I'll wipe the brush off a little so that lip liner doesn't stain there. And then let me show you the next best thing that's come out of the brainchild that is Danessa Myricks. Her Yummy Skin Liquid Blurring Balm Mattifying Setting Spray. And it has Upsolite in it. And remember, Upsolite is in the blurring balm. That's why it keeps you matte throughout the day. I'll be sure to insert some pictures of me like early in the day to like early evening with this on, and you can tell me what you think because I think it's amazing. So you're supposed to spray it. Shake well before use. Use alone for a blurred look or over makeup to set and smooth. Hold the bottle 10 to 12 inches from your face. Press the nozzle entirely and spray in a T and O motion. Let dry for 2 to 3 minutes for a long-lasting semi-matte finish. What's 12 inches? Why are you having to calculate stuff? So here is what the spray nozzle looks like. Is that 10? Is that 12? Whew. So we did the T and the O. Now, this spray, like I said before, I love my Charlotte Tilbury spray, okay? Ride or die. But until this came out, first of all, this is way too cute, okay? I love a good, like, chocolatey brown kind of thing that matches my skin, right? And it definitely goes with her Yummy Skin, like, this is one of the lowlighters. This is one of the flushed blushes. This is the balm powder. You have this. Those are the things I think that I have from the blurring balm. Oh wait, I also have the moisture repair balm serum. I don't have some of the other things. Yes. So I really like this setting powder. Setting spray. It's my new favorite. Now, when the weather is warmer, I guess next year, I'm going to use it to see if it holds up to like heat and stuff. But when I've used the blurring balm, like it's good all day, every day. What I will say is the blurring balm plus the blurring balm spray, nothing moved off of my face. So try it. Let me know what you think. They do have a small size as well. Yeah, I told Jessa, girl, you need to get this in your kit for your work. That's about it, y'all. I, again, used the Nomad Ghost Town USA palette. Let me know if you have it, or let me know what your favorite Nomad palette is. My two favorites are Royal Europe and New Zealand Stargazing. Those are my two favorites. So let me know what yours are, or whatever. Let me know what you think of these stories and whether or not you plan on buying yourself a pacifier. Anyways, I hope that some of this was helpful. I also hope that you are continuing to take care of yourself. I just remembered this is the beginning of October, and that is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So please be sure to get your titties checked out regularly. Do your at-home stuff as well. Go get your mammograms. They're not as bad as you might be thinking they are. And just stay healthy. And if possible, wealthy. Yeah. So I already said I hope some of this was helpful, right? I would love it if you liked the video, and I would love it even more if you subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.